to Ramble.
Eating some fun-flavored Kit Kats.
This one was sake flavored.
Sake.
That's pretty good. That ain't bad, y'all. Guys, thank you so much for watching Ready to Ramble. This is the wrestling discussion show here on Hyper RPG. What a show. We got Raw to talk about last night. It was a big old Raw. Omega Okada 2 happened. And holy moly, that one, a domination.
Dominion.
Dominion. I'm so used to WWE speak that because it would have been called domination.
It would have been domination.
Some Super Juniors. Domination. We watched some Super Juniors as well because Janel was talking all about that Super Juniors. I had to watch some. I did. We had new cast members for Total Divas. Total Divas. Got to talk about that real briefly. Hey man, me and Janel both watched Total Divas.
Man, I have to watch it, y'all. Man.
You have to watch it. Alexa Bliss is going to be on it now.
Okay, and I will. That is all I need.
There you go.
And also for this show, we were requested by Emily, who works here at Hyper, to watch the trailer for Glow. Actually, at first she sent us a video. I think she was just looking at Allison Brie stuff on YouTube. She originally sent us a video that was Allison Brie in 5 years engagement. She's like, "You guys need to watch that on Ready to Ramble." And we were like, I
saw the tweet. Yeah.
Okay, cool, sure, yeah, I'll watch a scene. What does this have to do? It says like Allison Brie does a Cookie Monster impression in 5 years engagement. I'm like, I don't know, maybe she drops wrestling, maybe she marks out. Who knows? And then 20 minutes later, she's like, I didn't mean that. I meant this. And she sent us the Glow trailer, so we're gonna watch that. Thank you so much, Real Scott, for watching the Hero Clicks last night. So first of all, how's everyone's week doing? How's everyone doing?
Pretty good.
Doing good?
I'm feeling good, yeah.
You were on AfterBuzz last night talking Raw?
Talking Raw, you know? That's the only way you can get me to watch all 3 hours of Raw. is when they're like, hey, if you can come in and watch all 3 hours of Raw before we do this. Because otherwise, your boy is skipping. But, man, if there was any 3-hour Raw to sit through.
You got a hell of a Raw.
Yeah. I was not mad.
Here's the thing. You were lucky because you got the Raw that was on up against the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
And if McMahon is if there's ever good Raws post WrestleMania or a sports final, he is all about or the premiere of Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football, and this is true. Anytime Monday Night Football premieres, their big first Monday Night Football game, Raw will go all out. That's when you'll see some old timers come back.
Today. That's why we had Brock last night.
Oh yeah, that's why Brock opened the show.
Yep.
So that's the first thing to talk about because I think frankly it might have been the highlight of the whole show. It was the show in general I think was very good. That Brock segment
I'm going to carry
killer.
over.
I disagree, but
I'm gonna definitely carry over my thought from AfterBuzz to here, which is what really happened. Is Jimmy Johns gave Brock a call. It's like, look, Brock, you know you got 52 matches to wear that shirt in. You gotta get in the ring 52 times, and it's been weeks. So we're gonna sue you unless you get in that ring. And so he called up Vince.
I'll fight whoever you want me to fight.
All right, I'll come in.
I'll get off the phone.
Who am I up against? Goldberg again?
Goldberg.
But I will say, I really did enjoy the segment. Paul Heyman killed it as always.
Segment.
Heyman was so good. And then this is my favorite moment, I think, of the thing was that Samoa Joe came, and we've seen this tons of times. We saw it when Goldberg was in the ring and Brock and people were facing Brock. They do the jump up on the apron look and then do that move and then jump off the apron. We're like, no, I'm going to face you at the pay-per-view and get that heel heat.
It's the Kevin Owens classic.
Oh, yeah. Joe walked right into that ring and shoved that fucking dude.
He did. I was surprised. Yeah. I thought it was awesome.
Oh, it was so good. And immediately made me go, I want this match right now.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I want this match right now. And then you had the security come out and Brock manhandled
But they're not strong enough. Yeah, they're not strong enough. You need backup.
Nope. You need the
roster.
Kind of not the whole roster. It was kind of like the B list, the C list locker room.
So this is my
members.
My one, and I love the whole segment. My one very minor nitpick about the whole. I don't mind the roster coming out. It's always interesting who they select from the roster to do that because it's that thing where I'm looking and I'm like, okay, some of this makes sense, and then I'm like, the club?
Yeah.
Would the club give a shit about
yeah.
the whole thing about the club is they like to fight. That's one of their things. Like the badass guys who like to fight. Would they really be going like Brock? No, Brock.
But I mean, if their job is on the line, if Vince goes, get out there, and So,
but it was Kurt. It wasn't, and they've done a good thing about if it was like heel Stephanie, totally. But they've done a thing with Kurt trying to be this understanding GM.
Well,
I'm tired of that. I don't like it.
I feel like the fun thing about when they do everyone comes out to stop this is like you see faces like you haven't seen in a while, like Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas, who I legit thought was Rhino for a half second because he was wearing a singlet, and I'm like, man, Rhino got tiny, and then I'm like, oh, that's Bo.
The revival is out there too, which is good because that means they're coming back, which is good.
Yeah.
I'm really excited because they were out for a while since due to injury.
Yeah. So little nitpicky, but that it is one of those things where it's always interesting to be like, why would that in character? Why would that person care?
Yeah.
But really good segment. Also, I want to go back a little bit. Paul Heyman doing his like Samoan voice impression. Like, don't call yourself Samoan, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Woo! Your greatest accomplishment is you knocked out Paul Heyman.
For me, I do think that the show went downhill from there, though.
Yes.
Because I don't agree with a lot of the segments. One of the segments, mainly being the Bailey segment, which I can't even.
This is your
so
life.
So what happened for those who didn't watch?
So there was a sit-down interview between her and Corey Graves.
Oh,
and
that one.
Yes.
The continuing saga. If you've been watching the show
Yes.
weekly, the continuing saga
I'm
of
gonna let
what
Janel
are they
say
doing with
everything
Bailey?
she needs to say
Yes.
because we need to unpack this.
So due
Rhino
to
still wrestles.
Bailey wasn't able to get extreme enough at Extreme Rules and use the kendo stick against Alexa Bliss, but so she did this interview sit down with Corey Graves, and she's talking about how she's okay with the fact that she didn't get extreme because that's not in her. She's going to be 100% herself. And at the end of the interview, she asked Corey, "Can we end this with a hug?" And so afterwards, Corey Graves says, like, "I think I need a cigarette." Like after he gives her a hug, which is creepy. Like very creepy.
No,
Like
Corey.
if they're making Bailey an actual little girl, like if that's the character, why would you say a sexual line after?
Yeah.
And why also are you making Bailey look insane and crazy?
Well, also that's what I'm saying. That's what I feel that is they're putting Bailey in the toy section. They're like. They're letting the Smarks know, she's gonna be like this because she's selling those kid shirts.
Yeah.
So she's not gonna. You thought she was getting extreme because people were mad about that match because she didn't get extreme, and they're like, and that's how it's gonna be because she sells the action figures. She's in the Cena section.
Which to kind of back off that a little bit, or to jump on that with then we get a smoshy weird match with all the women. Or it's another 5 women in the ring. Well, I don't know what to do with any of them.
I keep saying this. And the reason I keep saying this is because I'm going to keep saying it till it change. This is literally the effect of letting only one women's match happen a night. So you're scrambling to get them all out there.
All of them.
So, and I'm going to tell you there's 2 ways because WWE does have a problem with space issues and pushing people. You want to know how you can fix that? Stables, because you can push someone without building too much of a story because they're just fighting for their squads, and you can get. I remember, come on, everyone was fans of everyone on D-Generation X. Everyone was fans of everyone on the NWO because and no. How many? I can't tell you their stories. I can tell you that I saw them wrestling, and you knew why they were wrestling, and you got to know them. So we need stables back, and we were building it with New Day. There was a rumor that I was told at a party by someone who was supposedly close to WWE that Bo Dallas was going to join the New Day because you remember they were having the power of positivity.
The Believe,
the Believe, and so they were trying to make that a stable, which I thought would have been a great idea.
That's
would have been a nice sidestep from that black preacher thing they were doing, but that disappeared, and I just like to assume that person just got fired because it's a high turnover rate.
Well, and then what they did with Bo is put him in the social outcast, which might as well have been called the we don't know what to do with these guys.
It was the Jobber Squad 2.0. It was totally that.
And maybe talking about that, there's the rumor about Triple H that we were talking about, that Triple H is rumored to be very frustrated with Vince McMahon.
Yeah, and this goes hand in hand with what we were just saying about Bailey, because Bailey was phenomenal in NXT. And so now, I mean, if I were Triple H, I would be pissed off as well. Mostly everyone that he's put all these hours of hard work and all these years of work into these people.
Bailey especially,
and it's insane now that they're floundering on the main roster, and it's unfortunate.
Oh yeah. Also, I just want to point out, Kellendraw says, "Yeah, man, look at how well New Japan is doing, and that promotion is basically divided up into 5 stables."
Yeah, yeah, like
Yep.
Chaos.
If you think about even Lucha Underground, they're technically broken up into stables. It just it builds a good story. Like it also, it makes the writers' jobs easier because you can focus on stories without being like, well, we need something for Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Let's have her with Alexa Bliss. And Emma, she's back. What are we going to do with her? We'll just throw her in with those two.
Poor
you know,
Emma.
so like, we do need stable. Like at this point, stables are needed, and and like basically, like we're just running into stuff. But I will say, I can 100% confirm Triple H is frustrated with Vince McMahon, if for anything, because he's his father-in-law. Like I'm sure he's doing. I'm sure if it's not that, he's like hogging all the plates at the cookout. Like you know, like for some reason or another, he's gonna be frustrated.
I got a protein wrap and Vince ate the whole thing. I thought you brought it for me, pal.
Yeah, I made some ambrosia, and he ate all the ambrosia before I could make pizza.
I thought it was for me. So yeah, that, and it's understandable if you're Triple H and your whole thing was like NXT was your idea. For those who don't know, NXT was Triple H's idea, and it was about trying to build up young talent because the ruthless aggression era was a lot of McMahon going to gyms basically and going like, I could train that guy. And then Triple H being like, well, our talent pool is really low.
Yeah.
So why don't you let me create this thing? I mean, we already had like FCW as a thing and things like that, but it was this degree of like, let me really work with this NXT group and make something of this. Let me work on building the new young stars. So he does it. NXT becomes a big deal. And then so many people who will go from like having a championship match and be like a big deal on NXT who will like get a bigger pop than maybe a SummerSlam main event or a WrestleMania main event. A month later, we'll be doing a joke bit in the middle of Raw, because they can't find the locker room or some kind of goof thing. And that goes along with and yeah, we are going to talk about Okada Omega too, because it needs to be talked about.
Yep.
Because holy shit. But someone wrote a great article. I think it was maybe on WrestleZone. Someone wrote an article about like how the WWE in an odd way is treating the Drifter correctly and how they botched Nakamura.
So
and
weird.
How did you not flip that?
Yeah. Well, he obviously likes the Drifter, and he gives him lots of time.
Yeah,
I agree with him.
He gives him more time than women's matches.
Oh man, What do you guys think of his singing? What was?
I love it because
I'm down with it. I like it.
It's so Healy to me the right way. It is the way, and I love how his control of the crowd, where he's like, "Excuse me," while he's trying to stop the singing. I'm like, that's great heel work. That's the heel work where I even, as much as I love that character, I'm like, oh God, I hate him.
Yeah.
Like anytime you have correctly done version of I want this guy off my TV, but it's done in that like on purpose, and I think it's being done very well. But I'm a broken record here. Miz versus Dean Ambrose. I'm getting bored with it.
Yeah.
I'd rather they just have it be the Drifter and Ambrose.
I will say, they did fake me out with that bear.
Did you like that bear?
They faked me the fuck out. I was like, oh, it's some other guy.
Yeah, no.
And then like fucking Jay Washington, who's like, he was like, you didn't realize that they moved the camera. I was like, no, I didn't. I didn't realize. I was like, he was the bear. He's back. It's the.
That's amazing.
Did you like the bear puns? That's the real question.
Oh, I loved it. Forced. I used to work on At Midnight. I love forced puns.
But out of that, I also am loving that a week later they still have Maurice being mad at the Miz.
About the grandfather clock.
That would have been very easy to drop, and the fact that she's still kind of like cold shouldering him, I'm like,
that's a real wife out there for my husband. A real wife holds grudges.
Don't break it. You shouldn't have broken that grandfather clock.
Oh man. I'm still sleeping on the clock. I'm still sleeping on the couch because I broke Aurora's Casio wristwatch. She is not letting me sleep in the bed.
If you follow Ippy on Instagram, you see his Instagram stories where he's holding his baby and he's on a couch and just says good night. I'm like, oh, that's sweet. He fell asleep and took a nap.
Nope. That's me going to sleep on the couch.
That's amazing. So we'll get one more out of the way, and then we'll go to the good parts of Raw, because Raw was good.
Yeah.
The Cruiserweight, Alicia Fox stuff, how that was so... and I don't mind Alicia Fox, but what they're doing there, where it's like, here's his phone on the Titantron.
Yeah.
They're making him look so bad.
And that's so interesting because like the flip energy yesterday was like, they hated the match itself because it was like the super job, but like the bit they liked, but it is kind of like this thing where it's like, where's this gonna go?
Where's this gonna go?
Like every time you have someone super job like that, because like I could see if someone's super job like that and it's like a tag team partner or something, because like they're gonna fight.
Yeah,
it's like he's not gonna fight.
Well, it's a way to get people to watch 205 Live, but I'm like, is that the way? Is that gonna get people to watch?
No.
So
I
here,
don't think so.
there was a great pitch for 205 Live, and I remember we were talking about, because we were talking about also to answer your question, because you remember how you were saying, you asked like, anybody been to 205 Live? Do you get tired?
Yeah.
Someone yesterday said they went to 205 Live and they're like, the crowd is tired as fuck. He was like, you
Really?
could feel it because because SmackDown is so high energy that by the time 205 Live comes out, people are just done.
They want to go home.
Yeah. So that answers that question. So someone had the great idea of, you put 205 Live before SmackDown, make SmackDown 2 hours, and then maybe do a pre-tape of 205 Live.
They did do that. They did do the set. They used to do 205 before, but the arena was too empty.
Oh,
So that was why.
Because it was that thing of
it was
like, we'll
on
just
so much
get there
earlier.
late.
Yeah.
I know, so you
Yeah.
got to trick those
Yeah.
fans. I think what will work.
You
is
gotta
I
do it in the
remember-
middle of SmackDown.
Tell 'em
That's
Brock
what you
will
gotta
be
do.
That's
there.
what I was gonna say. That's exactly what I was gonna say though, Janelle. Because when we did, when we went to NXT Live and they were doing the Cruiserweight Classics, and they just would, or not the Cruiserweight Classic, it was that other tournament they had.
Dusty
The
Rhodes
Dusty
Classic?
Classic.
The Dusty Rhodes. They just like, we were already amped up because we saw matches, and then they threw that in there, and we were kind of like, okay, and we were, but you still have it like, I think you're right. I think you put it in the middle, and maybe it's as simple as making like 2 matches in the middle here, 2 matches in the middle there, maybe like 2 pre-taped at Raw.
Yeah, you
2
could
in
open
the
with
middle.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could piece the show together.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be that hard to do at all, and it
Yeah,
would keep the audience more lively.
Yeah, I agree. I think whatever you can do, because like, oh god, the Cruiserweight Classics was so good. It was so good. But that shows you how momentum can just like so quickly and so easily in wrestling. But that said, Neville was great. Some people mentioned Neville in the chat. Neville, I love Neville right now. Neville is one of those.
Neville. So remember.
Are you on the Neville level?
So, yeah, because
He's a
remember,
sleeper hit. He's a sleeper hit.
Because remember, I was before. I forget which pay-per-view I was talking about Neville. How like I didn't really see the new Neville, and this was me.
He was already heel.
Yeah. I saw like early Neville when he was my Elf Lord, and
Yeah.
but like new Neville.
Tarzan Neville.
New Neville is woo. He's such a good heel because he just looks like that guy.
Yeah, he walks out there like he knows what he's doing.
Well, he does the thing where the matches feel hard hitting with Neville, and I
Yeah.
love that. Like spoil just a scotch about my feelings on Okada Omega. That's what I kind of love about New Japan. Man, those matches feel like they hurt like hell.
Yeah.
And if someone was like, "Who would I love to see go to New Japan?" I'm like, Neville. I want
Yeah.
to see Neville. I want to see what he can do with some of those guys.
I would like that.
That'd be
Speaking
killer.
Of like things that look like they hurt. Our chat died, so I'm gonna just
The
good
chat guys.
idea.
If anyone's asking us
Hyper
questions,
chat.
we're not ignoring you.
Yeah. No, you can't do anything because it's doing a restart update bullshit.
Oh man.
So I'm gonna pull it up for us on my
All right, cool.
tiny
Yeah.
ass phone.
Don't worry, this will be restarted in about 45 minutes.
45 minutes?
yeah,
Great,
Excellent.
no problem.
Excellent.
But don't worry, we're going to bring you guys up. So we're not ignoring you. Please hit us up with some
Yeah.
questions. Looks like if you will have that with us.
Something that Cameron pulled up is something about John Cena
yeah,
actually
go
now
ahead.
becoming he's a free agent, meaning he can go between SmackDown and Raw more freely. Well, obviously freely. But my question about this, I think that's, first of all, I think that's great. But second of all, I want to know if you think that more people should be doing that.
Charlotte.
100%. Yeah.
Charlotte.
I feel
Charlotte,
I feel like technically, to
I
be
agree.
honest, since there's not even enough room for. Well, no. I feel like that wouldn't work.
What are you thinking?
Because at first I was going to say maybe do the women's division, but I was like, no, because then they already have it hard enough on their own, so don't do that. But maybe for the men's division, because there are some stuff where, like now that as people wrestle other people and develop and get better, we're like, well, we'd rather see that person wrestle this person, you know?
Yeah.
So I do feel like this should become a trend, but in regards to John Cena's return, we all like watched Raw, and we all saw all the promos for it. You don't need a promo, John Cena.
Yeah.
You don't need. You should have just surprised us on July 4th.
Oh,
boy!
Every single time, yeah.
Yeah, like
I know.
that was like, but it's like you. I promise you, you don't need a promo John Cena. You probably don't need a promo Seth Rollins anymore. Like but like there are guys who are like they're gonna get a pop no matter what. So you don't need to like pad the lining for these people.
Right. Speaking of Rollins and Bray.
Yeah, can you imagine how the arena would erupt like when John Cena comes in? Like,
on 4th of July.
Yeah,
I
that'd
just
be huge.
want to put that again. The most like American like boner
Yeah.
wrestler coming out on 4th of July.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man. But
Unless that's when they try and bring back Hulk Hogan. That's a surprise.
yeah, since we naturally moved on to leave him backstage.
That's
Leave
not
him
me
backstage.
endorsing this idea. I'm
Yeah.
like, wouldn't that be fun?
No.
But since we naturally moved to Seth Rollins and Bray, before we even talk about it, I want to say I feel like Bray is his costume and design is turning less creepy and more like hipster, like weird hipster.
Like a jean jacket, purple shirt.
Yeah, it's like what's going on
Like,
here?
I have that shirt.
What is going on here? Like he's supposed to be the spooky, scary Cthulhu-esque guy, yet we have him going to Buffalo Exchange to get his outfits. Like what is this?
No.
Yeah, I don't know, and it's too bad because they're both so good, but it just feels like it's a program. It's one of those programs where you're like, well, what is this leading to? Like, and not every feud needs to lead to a championship. I truly believe that. I think
agree.
the Attitude Era had some of the greatest,
I agree.
some of the greatest feuds. In the Attitude Era were like not for the championship. It was about either bragging rights or saying something. But I think there's a degree of like with Rollins and Bray, you're just like, I don't know where this is going.
Well, what's funny is I think they need to take a breath.
Yeah.
And circle back with Bray because I felt like it was going good for a while.
Yeah.
Then it went bad. And I feel like one, let this man win. First off, two, you can't use magic and lose. I feel like Sarah said that. I feel like we all said that. You can't use magic and lose. So first off that, but also like Bray doesn't need to want the belt. He's the creepy guy. Yeah. I don't remember
Taker
Undertaker wanting the belt. Taker wanted to like bury
scare people.
Yeah.
So it's like, first off, if we want to do this Eater of Worlds, scary, I am a god type thing, he shouldn't give a shit about the belt anymore.
Well, also he can't. We talked about this last week.
Saying? What is
I
he
know.
even saying?
Well, we talked about this last week when you weren't here. You can't job out to Roman Reigns at the beginning of the show and 3 hours later, as if we forgot, creep out Rollins. You can't do it. You can't. Like, that doesn't help. Like, Undertaker didn't lose to in back in the day. It wasn't like Undertaker lost to like Bam Bam Bigelow and then later on in the match, like later on in the show, haunted Bret Hart. Like, it didn't happen.
Well, and let's even talk
That's right,
about
Roman
this.
Reigns. I call you Bam Bam Bigelow.
First off and foremost,
dumbass Mark.
there's more than enough people sitting backstage waiting to be tagged in to job for Roman Reigns if you want that to happen.
They're trying to break up a Brock Lesnar Samoa Joe fight.
Yeah, like let them do that. We don't even need to see Bray fighting right now. Like what I think for a good solid month, Bray doesn't fight. He does what he did to Seth Rollins. He come in, he talks shit, and he disappears. And because that's my biggest memories of Taker is him not my biggest memories are him not even fighting.
No,
but just seeing the
psychological
terror
games
in people's face, and then when they fight, he wins. That's the
Yep.
most important part, WWE. When he fights, he wins because he's not fighting that much anyway, so you don't have to feel bad about people jobbing.
Well, and that's the thing too is like I don't think these guys. And look, I understand the WWE is a structure where you get paid if you're there. I get that's how it works, and I want these guys to get paid. They work hard, but Reigns was not on this last Monday. Balor has not been on the last 2 weeks, so it shows you can have a good show. You can keep Bray off TV until you have an idea for him in 2 months. Bring him back.
That's so true.
Silent. Give him a Paul Bearer type guy who's like, the Eater of Worlds doesn't speak to the common folk.
Well, he did have some people, but
they didn't talk.
we got convoluted. The Wyatt family just became ridiculous.
But see, that's the thing that's so funny and why I'm so worked up about it is because it's like because I feel like they have something good. They just need to. I think you're right. They just need to sit down and make it good. Because Sister Abigail, all that, I really, really enjoyed the Deliverance thing. I did too. I think it was the perfect angle. I feel like that's a true modernization of like what the Undertaker was like,
because that's creepy.
Yeah,
that's genuinely scary,
like,
and he needs to be more of that.
Yeah,
real quick,
less of
chat.
like this weird boogeyman.
I love Bam Bam Bigelow. I'm not shitting on Bam Bam Bigelow.
Chat is currently going in on Cam for.
I love Bam Bam Bigelow. He's one of the best big men in wrestling history. Bald, tattoo, no teeth. He pulled it off. He was great. That Lawrence Taylor match was not good. They did a disservice to Bam Bam, but I love Bam Bam Bigelow. I just want to make that very clear. But I want to get into speaking of Mr. Roman Reigns. He did a great little number on the Twitter. Lucas, if you're at the computer, can we bring this up? What Roman threw out there? I don't even know. He's replying.
He's replying to this guy who said, he's replying. He's like, and your sorry ass was positioned of the top thanks to family. You were handed your position. You never earned it.
So this is someone saying this to Roman. Okay. So Roman responded with, yeah, I guess working my butt off 5 days a week while being away from my wife and kids for the last 7 years is being handed it. Hashtag dumbass Mark.
What's so funny? What's so funny?
Make him a heel.
What makes it so funny is the fact that he used that hashtag means this was real. This was not kayfabe. This is a real Roman Reigns in his weird jeans seeing a tweet and like coming at someone.
Dumbass Mark.
Oh man, can we change the name of our show?
The Dumbass Marks?
Yeah, the Dumbass Marks. Oh my gosh.
It works. It's damn, DAM, damn.
Damn.
I love the thing. Yeah, he was like at home sitting down because he wasn't on Raw this week, like in like a baggy shirt because he can be comfy, and he's just like, show that asshole.
Yeah, everyone go talk about that one.
Man. Oh my gosh.
3K retweets.
Oh god, it's so good. Yeah, the retweets are my favorite thing, and some of those are so ironic. You know
Shout
it.
out to
You
Ramble
know those
for
are
that.
ironic
Yeah,
retweets.
I feel like we don't
Yeah,
really
they do
talk
work
about this
details
much,
off.
but yeah, it must really be hard to be Roman Reigns because that's one thing that's true is like he doesn't have control of his angle or anything. Mm-hmm. He could be backstage being like, just make me a heel.
Yeah.
Just make me a heel.
No, he does. But I will say the only thing is if you hear him in interviews, and granted they're public interviews, so he's probably. Yeah. Stone Cold and all those guys have often talked about Stone Cold was originally supposed to be like he was the ringmaster and he thought it sucked and he went back there and he goes, this sucks, and they're like, what do you want to do? He's like, can we try this or this? And then they wanted to give him like Ivan Von Freeze as a name and something like, no, it was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh my god!
And it's like these crazy names, like 1995 crazy names. Keep in mind, Isaac Yankem DDS was a character in the same era when Stone Cold started. But I think if you hear Roman talk about it, they're like, oh well, fans feel like this isn't it. It's like, I don't know, that's what they give me, whatever, man. I'm just here to make my money.
Yeah. And
you kind of wish he would go like, yeah, like you would love to hear a story where he's like, I went to the back and said, I'm cool to be the face. I'm cool to do this. I don't want to be the offshoot of the Shield. Make me do something else. Give me a different thing.
Well, I think the reason he doesn't say that is also the reason why they're trying so hard to push him. I think he's a company man. I think he's like,
100%.
He's like, I want to do what
Cena.
you guys want, and I'm not going to go against it. I'm not, because you know, this is like one of those jobs where like, he's like, I'm a good boy. I'm a good old boy. And like Seth Rollins like, yo, y'all sons of bitches need to figure out this because I'm not going to do another goddamn Bray Wyatt bullshit.
I think it was on the network. I think when like when the Shield broke up at first, they had like a special on the network that was like the history of the Shield, and it went through all three guys. And when they were talking about Seth Rollins down at NXT, they talked about Triple H had to have a talk with him that's like, you have an attitude problem. You're super talented, but because you're walking around thinking you're the best and telling people what's up, like basically sounds like a very CM Punky situation.
Who, Seth or
Seth.
Oh, Seth. Okay.
Being a guy who would just go out there and be like, this sucks. I'm not doing this. This sucks. Da, da, da. Triple H had to be like, we're not going to call you up if you're like this.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like Seth is the dude who's like,
Well,
I hate this. I'm not doing that.
I feel it because two reasons. There's two reasons I
Jan.
feel it. One, because
Iowa,
like,
Davenport,
you
Iowa.
can't be that good of a heel and that whiny without having some of that be some realness.
Yeah.
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And two, just his like energy on up down down when he was in that tournament.
Yo, the
His
Madden
AJ match was
tournament.
amazing. I got no mercy.
Yeah.
I got no mercy.
Yeah, like you know, they was like that's
Versus
you.
AJ.
That's you.
Oh
Poor
my-
AJ.
If you have not seen that episode of Up, Down, Down, AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins in Madden, it's so
He
good.
thinks he's so good at Madden, and I look, Lucas, cut in on me. Cut in on me. Zoom in on my face.
I think we need someone physically at the camera.
Oh,
Maybe.
there we go.
Good
Seth
enough.
Rollins, I will serve you up in Madden anytime I see you talking on up, down, down. I see you, and when I get done with this chat, you got to clip this and
Oh
tweet it to
my.
me.
Yeah,
Seth,
and tag Seth and Xavier Woods.
yeah, Seth Rollins, I see you talking so much smack with Matt in Madden. I've watched you on up, down, down. I've watched you, and I know I can serve you up with the Saints. With the Saints now. Like, I don't have to go back to the Super Bowl Saints. The Saints now. So, Seth
Saints.
Rollins, I challenge you anytime, any place, Madden 18, let's go. Let's boogie. Xavier's going to be at E3. Bring your ass there so I can serve you up there.
Who's your team?
Saints.
Saints, he just said.
Saints.
Saints, there you go.
Even when they're trash, I can still pull it out because Drew B's got that arm.
Well, let's talk E3 for 1 minute. Up, Down, Down did tweet out this photo of the Big Show at Destiny.
That man is having the best day of his life.
Yeah. Someone said it's like a kid in a candy
Wait.
store. He looks
Yeah.
so happy.
Oh man, that's
Now, keep in mind how big that gun must be because how big the Big Show is.
Oh my gosh. See, and also like Xavier Woods and
That's great.
I forget the second person is probably on his thing, but he's gonna be doing a meet and greet. But I'm also kind of salty because it's like, yeah, Samoa Joe. So they're doing a meet and greet, and like Naeem's like, "You want to go?" I was like, "I don't want to meet and greet someone my friends are friends with."
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna meet and greet. I'm gonna have Sarah like text him or something, and we'll meet and greet at Dave and Buster's. But no, like it's super cool that like I really love that the WWE is really like taking up, down, down, and letting Xavier do his passion because you like watching up, down, down. You see he loves that stuff, so it's good. Also, side note at E3, I bumped into Danny Trejo because we were moving through, and I bumped in. And I was like, sorry, and then Zach comes up behind me like. Yo, you just knocked the shit out of Danny Trejo. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, he looked at you like, motherfucker. I was like, oh my God. That would have been.
Undoes
You
the shirt
almost
to
got
show that
my-
big woman tattoo.
Yeah.
He almost got macheted.
Man. I was like, man,
Machete.
if I would have looked and saw angry Danny Trejo, I don't know what I would have.
You would have marked out. You would have marked out. You would have been like,
That's amazing. I love that. Oh, that's so good. We'll zoom through these because we still got to talk about two other things and watch a trailer. With Reigns coming back next week, Braun Strowman was cleared last week, so he's waiting for creative to find time to bring him back. That website's being a little wonky. Anyway,
I'm really excited for that because I love Braun Strowman.
I think he comes back next week because
Yeah.
there's no match set up for him. There's no match set up for Reigns for Great Balls of Fire
Yeah.
currently. So I think it's going to be Roman's going to be back being like, I'm going to talk about my SummerSlam plans. Bro! And it's like, oh, and you're going to hear Michael Cole be, oh my God, he's not supposed to be back for 5 more months.
And then Booker T's like, see, that's a classic
it
re-entry.
be?
That's a real classic way to re-enter the company.
That's a dangerous man.
Spoilers. I just looked this up before we went live. There was a return tonight. Does anybody care about SmackDown spoilers?
No,
Okay.
you're supposed to be watching along.
Yes. Okay. Zack Ryder it just came back
Ooh.
too, and he did the Hype Brothers thing with Mojo. So they had a match tonight. I'm not sure who went over, but
Remember when Mojo won a big match at Mania?
oh god. Remember when Cesaro did?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh my God. Well, we can also talk about real quickly the triple threat at the 2 out of 3s final match. That was the big
The 10-minute match.
Oh my gosh.
the 10-minute match that ended in a draw, and so I think that will be a good segue into Okada.
Yeah.
Into Okada Omega. What did you think of the match? The match.
I've said this and I keep saying it every time I talk about this match, but this is one of the first times in a long time when the belt has been on the line for a Raw or SmackDown where I was like, oh, it might change hands tonight.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about multiple kickouts from finishers. Like, you don't see a match like this on TV that often. And everyone was going for it. But I do want to go back real quick. Real quick to the women's match.
Oh, the Smajji?
Yeah, and I only want to talk about one thing. And I think it, like personally, that match was the match of the night. But I think the move of the night is Sasha Banks smacking Alexa Bliss, and she did it in such a way where the mic picked it up that were like, "Ooh!" Like it was like perfect. Like it's just like I said, it was as perfect as those slaps for the super kick, where it's like that is what it's all about. Where it just looks like it hurts, even though they're trained professionals and it doesn't.
And speaking of Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax have been added to the cast of Total Divas. Those are the two additions.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there.
I'm excited to see that. Do we know if Alexa is still with what's his name? One of the.
I think they're engaged.
Are they?
I thought last I read.
What were they? I can call them the Australian Cowboys. Or the dubstep Cowboys? I mean, there's like one of them is Australian.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't know.
What are their names again?
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Someone
in chat, please.
Yeah.
And they were NXT. They were NXT champions at one point, weren't they? Tag team champs.
Alphas, right?
No.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No,
it doesn't matter because I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him on
Pain.
Total Divas anyway. I don't want to see him on Total Divas.
The end of that match being a draw, it felt anticlimactic and kind of lame, only because it was a 10-minute match, as opposed to Okada Omega 2. So there's a lot to talk about. I almost feel like I almost want to bump it to next week because I feel like it's such a huge match. There's so much to dive into.
Murphy,
yeah. But Lucas, if we can pull up this is one of the moments from the Okada Omega match. If anyone there has not seen the first match, go watch the first match.
Yep.
It's amazing. The second match is better.
I said last week too that Okada really is the wrestler of the year so far, and the year is only halfway over.
Oh my God!
And this is incredible that they still put a match that is equivalent, if not greater than.
So spoilers, it ended in a draw because it had a time limit, and the time limit went up.
A whole hour.
And when it was an hour, they went for an hour.
An hour.
And whereas the match,
incredible.
Whereas like the count out happens on the Raw match, it kind of feels like because it was only 10 minutes. This is an hour, and it felt like, holy shit, part 3 is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
To put it in perspective, if anyone didn't watch this, Dave Meltzer, who is a known stickler, said this was better than the first match, and the first match he famously gave 5 stars to.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Meltzer is not a 5-star guy. This was so
6
good.
6 stars, no?
Oh, you might
6
be,
stars.
you might be right.
6
yeah,
stars. 6 stars, which has never been. Yeah.
This was so good. It was all, and it was great, just great wrestling storytelling. It was build. It was a slow build. A lot of like holds when holds needed to happen. Big moves when big moves needed to happen. It looked like it hurt. They traded off. These two guys are so goddamn good together. It really is like, if you're a wrestling fan, it is like, this is great.
Okada just sells so well.
Oh my God.
Just the storytelling and just the passion and just the love that they have for the art form. I stayed up. I watched it live because it's in Japan time, so it was airing like at 3 a.m. my time, and I was just remember being so exhausted, just like oh my God, because then Aita went on before, and that was great. The whole entire card, the Dominion card, was great. It was
a hell of a match. The whole card was great. I still have to watch. I'll be honest. I've only watched this match so far.
Yeah.
I gotta watch the rest. I'd love to talk about more about it next week. But did you get to watch any of this, Ivy?
No, but I am going to.
Yes.
Like I think if there was any reason to watch it, it's this picture. Like
yes.
This is like the picture that you just like do on the cover of like an Oscar-winning wrestling documentary.
And you know what
Yeah.
about what's special about this is there's a moment where Kenny sort of like where he jumped on the ropes and he sort of like lost his balance for like a second.
Yes.
Got it back and did that, and that was beautiful. It was, and the crowd just went crazy because they saw him sort of hesitate and just total control over his body.
Man.
Amazing control.
Yeah, it was such a great build. And then, so this brings us to I think we are going to talk about that. I want you to watch it. So I want to talk about it with you next week for sure. So that brings us to the end where then, because it was a draw, Okada's still the champion. He has a press conference. Cody Rhodes comes out, drinks a beer, and spits it in his face. So Cody Rhodes is going for the belt.
screamed into this.
But
are you telling me Cody Rhodes has made his entrance into New Japan?
No, he's been there a while. He's part of the
Okay,
he's part of the Bullet
okay,
Club
okay.
now.
He was on.
Oh,
he's
what?
part.
I missed so much.
Yes,
What?
he's in the Bullet Club.
He's in the Bullet Club. He's the American Nightmare. Cody
yeah,
Rhodes.
American Nightmare.
The American Nightmare. Cody
he
Rhodes.
was on the card as well.
He was on the card, but he comes out and he spits a beer in his face. And this is a fan going, "Can anyone tell me why Cody Rhodes has what has Cody Rhodes done in NJWP? Why does he get this opportunity?" And Cody Rhodes goes, "Simple. I'm Cody Rhodes."
I'm Cody Rhodes.
He's so good. Yeah, a lot of people were thinking Cody might betray Omega.
Yeah.
That it was going to be like a swerve. I love that they went full bore and they're like, nope, he's going for the belt now.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a killer match.
This is actually going to be taking place in someone said at the LA show. So it's the Long Beach show. I remember. Yeah, Cody will be wrestling him at the Long Beach show.
Oh,
So
gotta
which-
get tickets.
Get tickets.
Yeah.
Y'all have anybody out there?
Chat, if
Hook
you
it
guys
up.
know any way.
There's 2 nights.
Just look, Cody is so tight because I remember when he left if I'm being fully honest, like I really started caring about the people who I just met and were nice to me because of that wrestling show.
He was a very cool dude. He was a very cool
Dolph
dude.
and Cody. They came, and I don't even mean it to name drop. I just mean it to say like why, like because I feel like some people are gonna hear me say this next and be like why. When Cody like stepped out of WWE, I was like, oh, that kind of stinks. And like, and I feel like most people are like, all right, yeah, Cody's leaving. But like to see, like, I love an underdog story to like see him go. And now he's not only going to New Japan, he's going to get a world title. Now
he's making his way through that list.
Yeah,
Real.
Vince is going to be
yeah.
begging him to
Easily.
come back. Like he's doing what he wanted to do. And Vince at some point is going to either beg him back.
You ready to come back, kid?
And he's going to be like, he's going to flop that leather jacket. Not yet.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, he's a really cool dude. We did we do an occasional wrestling comedy show at the UCB Theater, and someone did a Dusty Rhodes sketch. This is before Dusty passed away. It's worth saying. Dusty, they did
That was quite the sketch to do in front of
Cody Rhodes, and Cody jumps up on. Cody's on the front row. He jumps up on stage, gets on the microphone, and goes, I was told that sketch was going to happen, and I gave it the okay as long as the Dusty impression was good, and that was terrible. Super cool dude. Dolph is a super cool dude. Like that's the thing. Like we've been able to meet like a couple wrestlers because we live in LA and they do so much here. Just it's fortunate that they're cool dudes because it'd be very easy for them to be major assholes.
Yeah.
If he's pulling up his Instagram right now.
It's just not even going to be. I don't think I'm even going to get to it.
I think it's gonna be so far.
But keep scrolling while I say this. One thing I do want to mention because this kind of like relates is I feel like Dolph got so much better after like he started getting involved with like the comedy world and doing comedy stuff. Like it just kind of treated, and that goes back to what I said earlier, where I think there should be a acting coach or improv coach at the WWE's like Raw and SmackDown who are helping these people because people will be good on the mic. Acting coach for like situations like Nia Jax to really get that menacing voice down. Oh, we're getting close because that's...
We got Nick Gligger as Seth Rollins, which is one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I was there that night as well. That might have been the night we met, Iffy.
Yeah, we got Nick. If you want to pull this up, past guest Nick Gligger as Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I did J&J security for him.
yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. Now it's all coming back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember Nick as Rollins for sure.
Oh my God.
It should be like in this realm then.
Yeah, that was one of the very first one I actually played. I played John Cena when he was doing the open challenge and demanded places stay open late.
Omega's wrestling Elgin as part of the USA title tournament. Oh, that'll be dank. 2 Canadians.
While you're looking for that, I'll real quickly touch on what I watched in the Super Juniors. I really loved the Super Juniors. It was so much fun, and I kind of loved it. Like I'm so used to watching the New Japan stuff in these bigger arenas. So watching Super Juniors where it's kind of small was really cool, and seeing like Jushin Thunder Liger, who I love, and some of those old names that were like big names in the 90s doing it. It was great. I still have like 12 days worth to watch. I only watched day 1 and 2. Super fun. If you haven't watched any of the Super Juniors, guys.
And make sure you at least watch the main event.
Yeah. So we have to get into this because this was requested. So guys, this is the trailer for Glow. For those who don't know,
I haven't seen it.
if you don't know, Glow was an organization. It was a women's wrestling organization. It's going to be a TV show. It stars Allison Brie And the show is being run by Genji Connor, who does Orange is the New Black and Weeds.
Yep.
Are we good to pull it? Yeah, there we go.
Let's
Cool.
let it rip.
So let's do this thing.
In this world, there are good guys and there are bad guys. And I will not be bullied into submission.
You were reading the man's part.
Oh, God.
Would you like to start over?
Yes, I would.
I will not be bullied into submission.
Sorry to interrupt. Your wife is online too?
Oh, that's good.
I'm interested in real parts. Got $83 in my bank account, and I don't know if I can pay my gas bill.
Ruth, there's an audition. They're looking for unconventional women, whatever that means.
Hello, ladies. I'm Sam
Oh, my
Sylvia,
man, Mark
and
Mann.
this is Glow.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, what's Glow?
Gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
Are you hiring actors to play wrestlers, or are we the wrestlers?
Go.
Yes. Christ. Fucking actresses. Okay, I want you to meet the star of Glow, Debbie Egan.
Are you insane?
Why is she here?
She's the alpha and you're the omega. Submit. She might kill you.
This is Sebastian Howard, our producer.
This is my first Hollywood party.
There are drugs in the fucking robot.
Wrestling is about type. You're a sexy party girl. You're an Arab.
You mean stereotype?
Yes, bingo, exactly. You're a big black girl. The fuck you say?
Lady wrestlers.
I get it. Women can do anything men do, blah, blah, blah.
How'd that look?
I got chills.
Yeah, you would.
We're empowered. We're the heroes.
You want the show to happen.
This is the only place I get to do what I want to do.
People respect me here.
We gotta shoot this thing in like 5 weeks. This could either feel dinky or it could feel epic. So let's give them what?
Blood. Tits!
Storytelling. Storytelling.
This is about justice. This is about holding on to what's ours.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the gorgeous ladies of wrestling!
Wow.
That looks great. June
cool.
23rd. So this month, guys.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
that's
dropping
awesome.
V soon. Yeah.
I think the idea, I've been talking with Zach about it. I think we're going to do, with us and some of the Cineverse crew, I think we're going to try and do 2 days of watching, split it in half.
All right, well,
And do 5
I
and
definitely
5.
think we need the glorious Janel of Ready to Ramble.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying it's
Yeah.
us. And
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm kicking you out and bringing in Janelle. You're out. She's in.
Oh, I'm out.
I'm
I'm gone. Wow, that was a swerve.
Guess where, Kim?
There's the swerve. Holy moly.
That was a swerve of my
Yeah.
lifetime.
So guys, let us know if you want to see that. I think that looks great.
I'm
And
excited.
so next week we didn't do no time for Q&As this week, but yeah, next week we're gonna be talking. We're gonna dive more deeper into Omega Okada 2.
So that is technically your homework.
Technically homework. If you didn't watch it,
Watch it, because
It was
we're going to
very
talk
recent.
about it.
Oh.
We are going to talk about it.
Yeah.
and we're gonna talk about grab the chair. Just whack you. The Cineverse guys have to separate us.
With all the hyper team MF5.
I Samoa Joe kick you in the face.
Matt Acevedo just
You're
everyone
fired.
comes and separate us.
Oh my God. But Janelle, where can people find you online?
Online at Janelle Santa Cruz on anything on Twitter, Instagram, any social medias, plays, and Twitch. Yep, Janelle Santa Cruz.
Awesome, Iffy.
You know me. If he's not funny, any and everywhere. If D's on Twitch, if you want to see me stream sometime.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that Black Nerd on the Instagram. And definitely stay tuned on the socials because I'm at E3 for the rest of the week.
Hell yeah.
And shit
Yeah.
is tight.
What do you think of that Spider-Man footage?
Ooh, it looks crazy. There's one where you're like falling and there's a plane falling. You have to hit L at the L
triggers?
the triggers, so you can be like, stops
Oh,
the
man.
helicopter.
So
it looks
good.
good.
As for me, you can find me on Twitter at Jurassic Alien. Also, if you live in the LA area and you guys are invited, I have a sketch show tomorrow night at 10:30 at the Pack Theater. It's me and Alex, and I wrote a sketch where I'm playing Razor Ramon. And I just got a text today from Amazon saying my package will arrive tomorrow night at 9.
Oh, man.
So I'm either going to be dressed perfectly as Razor Ramon, or I'm going to have to make something.
Oh, my God.
So speaking of the pack, though, I'm also doing Jason's show.
Jason
You
Wayne
Should Love
Christian,
Wrestling.
yeah.
You Should Love Wrestling. Flow, Funny Ladies of Wrestling on the
nice.
30th. So
That's
so
so
I'll be
awesome.
part of that
yeah.
Pack Theater as well.
And yeah, Marcy, you know that Black Panther trailer had me hype.
Yeah, you got to go to the YouTube. If you didn't see this guy's reaction, it was great. It was really eloquently thought out. And give us some good comments on YouTube, because there's some assholes in there that got to be shut down. But also give some positive comments, because it was a great trailer reaction. Guys, stick around, because we got Cineverse coming up next. I'm sticking around. I'm going to be on it because I'm replacing Adam for the week, because he's in Europe and MF5. So guys, stick around, and thank you so much. Go watch wrestling.
Yeah, do it.
Bum ba da bum bum ba dum bum ba da bum 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 ba da bum bum ba dum bum ba da bum 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 ba da bum bum